Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Furthermore, welcome back to yet another exciting festive holiday review. Tonight we're taking a look at the WizKids Deep Cuts Zombie Grizzly Bear miniature. You can see there's nothing really going on with the packaging. It's quite simple. You can see there's a black area here that showcases the Deep Cuts logo with the name Zombie Grizzly Bear. You can see the figure displayed in the window. You get the figure, you get the Terran pad. The background here is a nice warm, fiery orange and red. You can see the WizKids logo. You can see ages 14 plus while I almost drop it. And then you have pre-primed miniature. WizKids Deep Cuts miniatures are highly detailed figures, primed and ready to paint out of the box. Featuring deep cuts for easier painting, these miniatures are packaged so that you know exactly what you're getting. Features characters, monsters, and scenery. Little to no assembly required. Primed and ready to paint. Some miniatures include translucent parts. Universal Terran pads can be swapped between figures. You can see WizKids.com/unpainted. Deep Cuts. Expand your Deep Cuts miniatures. High definition collection. For complete list, visit WizKids.com/unpainted. And then you got all that legal stuff, which we don't need to look at. But that pretty much wraps up the packaging. I'm thinking an albino or even polar bear. I know that's kind of simple, but I've seen some really cool zombie polar bears. Even though this is technically a grizzly bear, we can just say it's an albino grizzly bear. So, with that being said, I'm going to take a few minutes to get this bad boy painted and put together. Don't go away, there's more festive review to be had. Alright, here is the albino grizzly bear zombie, all painted and put together. Of course, as you can tell from the paint job and the base, I was really leaning into this being a zombified polar bear, but nothing can change what it's actually supposed to be, and that is a zombified grizzly bear. So you could just say it's a zombie albino grizzly bear, because that's essentially what I've made it into. And then you got the ice here with like the snow and stuff. But I think I did a pretty decent job, even though the camera wants to really not focus on this and capture all the lights. You can really see, come on, focus, please. You can really see the amount of damage this guy has had to him. He's been in a lot of fights. His flesh has been torn to ribbons. You can see bones and everything. Blood is spilling from his wounds. He looks proper gnarly. And, oh, I'm just too good at doing zombie miniatures. I don't know what it is. Yeah, even the back. Like, look at that. He's got a huge chunk of his back ripped out. But man, that's crazy. And the base there, it's the same base that they use for all of these figures that come with like one base and then the figure by itself, completely separate. I just painted it blue and then dry brushed some white over it and then put the Arctic snow on there to make it look like it's a polar bear in the Arctic tundra. Again, even though it is technically a grizzly bear. But I guess a comparison with some other zombie figures is in order, and by zombie figures I mean one in particular. That is Booger, the zombie beholder, which also looks really disturbing and downright disgusting. These both look really disgusting. So here is the zombie albino grizzly bear next to the zombie beholder, and both of which have very unpleasant paint jobs. But I think this one turned out really good for as unpleasant as it is. I mean, it is a zombie. What would you expect it not to be beat up and torn to shreds? Of course not. It's a zombie. But I like it. Maybe that mouth could do some more painting. Come on, focus, please. Camera has ADHD. But there is the bear. And I think it turned out quite nicely. I might do a little bit more detailing here on the polar bear. But I think, as of right now, it's pretty good. Maybe I could go in with some dry brushing and bring out the fur textures. I think it looks good in person, though, even though on camera here you're not really able to tell. But I did a darker white and then a brighter white dry brushing over top of that to really make it look all snowy and Arctic, though the camera is not picking that up whatsoever. I still think it looks really, really cool. Definitely quite disturbing, but that is the albino grizzly bear from Deep Cuts. Obviously, if you paint this, it doesn't have to be an albino grizzly bear. You can literally just make it a regular zombie grizzly bear. But I chose to make it an albino grizzly bear because it's currently winter and I thought it would be appropriate. Anyway, with that being said, hope you guys enjoy. Happy holidays, and I'll see you in the next festive review.